Yeah, so Allan Mackenzie, and this is J.R. Isadore. We are from Atlantic First Nation Tech Services, so we're just going to go through high level what we provide to Atlantic Canada's First Nation communities. So I'm the director, and J.R. is he's the brains behind the operation. He's the IT manager. So just a little bit of a recap of where how our department came to be and how we've gotten to where we are today. So we were established back in '99 as if there's any from the Atlantic region here would more know us as Atlantic Canada's First Nation Help Desk. So we are a department of Mi'kmaq and Amatnaway, which is the education authority comprised of, back then it was 9, now 12 of Nova Scotia's First Nation communities. So 4 years later, in 2003, MK was selected as a regional management organization in Atlantic Canada as part of the First Nation School Net program. So that opened the door for the services we provide to the First Nation schools in New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador. So we do serve currently all 25 First Nation schools in the Atlantic region. 2004, we began with T1 connections completed to 20 schools. A little bit later in 2010, we partnered with Health Canada to establish a community approach to connectivity. 2011, received our CRTC non-dominant carrier status, and the construction of our fiber network began. That was a very thorough process where we had to establish band counts, BCRs, to, I think it was 29 of our 33 communities at the time. Now we have all 33 in place. So that was mainly through funding through the Government of Canada, First Nation infrastructure, and as well some in-kind contributions from Bell Alliant. Fiber project to 29 communities was completed, took about 2 years from 2010 to 2012. Our fiber network was brought into our point of presence at the health center, school, and then most band offices were connected as well. Point of presence is established at the health center mainly because we deem that as the most critical point, and that's where the bulk of the funding was funneled through health. 2016, Sheshatshiu, Labrador added to our fiber network. Later, Natwashish, Labrador added to our fiber network via microwave. So that would be our only, Natwashish is our only connection via microwave. All of the other 32 communities are pure fiber connection. Back then, we had speeds ranging from 30 to, the other sites, 30 to 200 megs. 2021, we upgraded all sites except Natwashish to 200. And the final two communities joined in 2021 and 23, Fort Folly and Madawaska, New Brunswick. Circuit upgrades are in progress and should be completed by the end of this month. We're upgrading to either a gig or a 750, depending on the demand at the rest of our sites. Again, I don't like to continue to say except Natwashish, but we still have that one microwave connection that we have. We're kind of at Bell's mercy. We don't have the. We're certainly advocating for bandwidth on a regular basis, but we're at a point where we're able, the highest we're able to get is 50 and 100 to those sites. So just some context, our department was established, I guess, 25 years ago as the Department of 2. Now we have, well, soon to be 11. We've got 2 positions that are going to be filled over the next month or so. We rebranded just 2 years ago as Atlantic First Nation Tech Services, mainly because we felt like we had grown in terms of the scope of the work we had been providing, and we felt like it was time for a bit of a refresh. So main services we provide, fiber connectivity, network security, and various other IT services. So my team is soon to be 11. The network is just I guess it's the most significant portion, but 3 of my 11 staff are focused on the network. Others are focused on providing various other IT services. to our 33 member communities. In terms of funding, it's all government funding. So our parent organization, Mi'kmaq and Amatnaway, is a self-government organization, and we have a grant that provides basically 1/3 of our funding. Then we have 2 other contribution agreements, one from ISK to support education in the 16 New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Labrador PEI communities, and a contribution agreement from Health, First Nation Inuit Health Branch. And this just kind of gives you a map, for those that aren't from the region, a visualization of what the Atlantic region looks like, broken down by nation, Mi'kmaq in red, Wolastoqey in blue, and Innu in yellow. 33 communities. We're certainly challenged by geography, not as much as some of the folks in the room, but it is a challenge to provide what we do with only a small team of 3 on the network side. But I think I'm very proud of what the team does with such minimal resources. And I will turn it over to JR. He'll explain a little bit of the structure of the network.
I'm shorter than Allan, so I gotta turn this down a bit. So yeah, it's like Allan said, we have is it not going? Okay. So as Allan said, it's a fiber network, mostly fiber, and our speeds are soon to be a minimum of 750 for those that are that. Everyone but had to shish again, unfortunately. So within the community, we have dark fiber loops, where we establish our point of presence in the health centers, and then we go out to schools, if applicable, band office, and other band entities as requested. And these are just to break down some of the services that we offer in the sector. So it's a hub and spoke, our extended hub and spoke design, where our core is actually here in this building in the Membertou data center, and that extends out to each of the community, mostly health centers are our point of presence, and then from there is the community fiber loops that go out to the different band buildings. This is a little overview of what our network looks like. Excuse me. We have connectivity with GTT, the Halifax Internet Exchange, and the services there, and Acorn through the Halifax Internet Exchange. And then we have a private link that comes back to our network core, and we have another service coming from Bell, which, of course, we have a BGP router, goes into our firewall, into our network core, and then out to the communities. So for security, we have firewalls, of course. We have every band entity is, they're segregated by VLAN and by ACLs, and there are some exceptions, but usually that's kind of where, when requested, we'll customize some of the access. And we have secure browsing, so we're protected by Spamhaus, and we use Umbrella from Cisco to be able to provide that to the schools, and we do routine third-party audits. So the structure of the network allows us to provide the data sovereignty, where everything comes back to the network core, and all of the data that I guess where it's accessed or where it may be created is on sovereign territory. It comes back to sovereign territory before it goes out to the internet, which makes us OCAP compliant. As we said, we use Umbrella for the web filtering, and that's customizable access. Secure Wi-Fi. So we work with the Membertou data center to provide the network connectivity and the secure Wi-Fi for health and for schools, and for other entities within the bands, we can assist in design and implementing Wi-Fi and other security. Bandwidth is symmetrical, which is important to note because a lot of times some of the providers that come in have very poor upload as opposed to the download. And we monitor everything. We're tracking the stats all the time, so we watch for trends and we see where one community may be kind of edging towards the top of what their available bandwidth is. Then we go in and try to be more proactive to try to bring that up, make it available to them. Our backups backed up every, I don't know how often we do. Some of our criticals happen, I think, every 6 hours or something. And then we retain those. We have different retention policies, but we also have another site within our network that hosts our offsite backups. With this community approach, we are paying the bill, basically, and the bands are available. It's available for the bands to use if they want. What do we have here? Sorry, I'm going to read this quickly. Yeah, so currently our investment happens at the core and at the schools because we're mandated to provide those services. The community networks are pretty underutilized, and some of them, like I said, are using other services that are probably, they're not getting their money's worth. So we're trying to encourage the bands to utilize the network that's there. It's basically free to them. Yeah, of course, we offer the security, and and then with the non-dominant carrier status, that allows us to utilize the utility poles and things to deliver that fiber network. Leave this to you.
Okay, thanks very much. And just to touch a little bit more on what JR was saying, from the last slide. So we've applied for funding on multiple occasions to try to offer expansion to the communities at no cost. So like if this happens on a regular basis, where a community will say, look, we have this site we want to add to the network, or maybe a new build. At this particular point, there is no ongoing cost for them to join the network, but up until until we receive funding for that, they are responsible for any build costs and any hardware costs. So it can be a bit of a deterrent because, as we all know, fiber's not cheap to run. So yeah, so I guess this slide will just give you a bit of a breakdown on what we provide to our communities outside of what we've already mentioned, which is our network. Mainly on the education side, technology integration support, so training, mentorship to teachers, support staff in the schools. Same on the health side, training to utilize video conference equipment for virtual care and so on. And I mean, you can see. We also offer youth employment opportunities to mainly in our schools to gain some experience as tech support in our schools, and that's worked out quite well, as well as email management on both the health and education side. And just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a snapshot as to what we do outside of connectivity and network. And this, if you're interested, you can scan that QR code for. We just launched our first dedicated strategic plan. So our parent organization, Mi'kmaq Ginnamottnaway, has had a strategic plan for quite some time, but I felt after I entered the director's role that because we were larger in scope, not just education inside Nova Scotia, but all across the Atlantic plus health, that it was a gap that we needed to kind of focus our team and obviously get feedback from the communities as to what was needed. So we're focused on 5 different areas: hardware, network, support services, communication, and training. And the full strategic plan is available on our website, and scan that QR code if you'd like to take a look. And for more information as well, you can check out our website, afnts.ca, as well. Follow us on Facebook page by searching our full name, Atlantic First Nation Tech Services. And any questions or comments can reach my email, and JR's is there. And I guess we'll take any questions or comments right now from the room if there are any. All right, thanks very much.
And the absolute worst speaking slot, the one that is the only thing standing between lunch and you all, is me right now. Wow. Allan's tall. Sorry. I'd actually like to ask Simmer Bichet to come up and say a few words. He's with, well, his set of companies includes Carrier One, who are a major sponsor for this event for a variety of reasons. They were supposed to have a booth, and timing and weather, as we all know, makes things challenging. But they've been a big supporter of the ICS and the work we do for many years, for coming on as a sponsor in 2018 when we were in Inuvik. So I thought Samer could speak for a few minutes because he has to fly out very soon. Please.
Hello, everyone. I'm definitely the person now between you and the food, so I'll make this real quick. I don't have a presentation or anything, I promise. But totally thrilled to be here today supporting the Indigenous Connectivity Summit. We've been doing it, I believe, since 2018 back in Inuvik. Maybe some of you will remember me from last year's presentation in Alaska. But just very quickly, I've been building telecom networks for over 25 years globally. And a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing here today is, it feels like, you know, it's true when they say freedom is definitely worth fighting for. And while I might have not been in any real war or battles, but I can tell you that we've been fighting, you know, the oligopoly and the control of spectrum monopoly by the incumbents for many, many years. As early as maybe, if you remember, Sugar Mobile. It was the first true MVNO here in Canada, and we had over 50,000 Canadian subscribers on the network in less than 6 months. But obviously the incumbents lobbied, and you know, about a year of deliberations with the CRTC, we actually lost, and we had to cancel all the service, and all that because we just wanted to have a $19 plan with 1 gig of data and unlimited voice. So fast forward, I'm here today with Carrier One. At Carrier One, we're building a decentralized physical infrastructure network. And basically the gist of that is, if you think of solar panels, where you can install a solar panel on your roof and then sell electricity back to the grid, you're able to do that with a micro radio network, where you can actually put a node on top of your home, on top of a tower, community center, and provide access to the community, but also generate revenue by every customer that latches onto your network from other operators. We already have about 40 POCs deployed across US and Canada that are generating revenues. I'm happy to share all the data with you and actually walk you through some of the live dashboards. But it's a great way to, you know, there's a saying in telecom that the first telecom customer costs you $20 million and then everyone else is free. Well, we remove that $20 million cost from you and allows you to basically build these nodes, assuming we can get our hands on spectrum. We've partnered with some satellite players that gives us access to some very specific band here that we can do some POCs with you, but happy to talk more. So thank you very much, and thrilled to be here.